Hi, we are here to tell you about an extensively substantial sensor technology that easily quantify the concentration of volatile organic compounds in gasoline and diesel. In today's time, as fuel contamination is creating major problems for the globe, detection of impurities in fuel has become a major necessity. Here are 4 news that shocked us in the past. Fuel contamination incident in BANGOR area of County Down led Tesco to pay the claims of about £8 million. ASDA sent checks to about 3,000 customers who collectively claimed £1.4 million in compensation. In 2009, fatty acid methyl ester were found in jet fuel of U.S. Air Force C-130 USAF. Fleet Readiness Center East discarded about 12,000 gallons of fuel in December 2014. So here is ESTZ knows that easily quantified harmful VOC contents in gasoline vapors in just 4 steps. Firstly, ambient air in the form of vapor is sampled, and organic vapors get collected on the trap that acts as a pre-concentrator. Secondly, the trap is switched into the helium section, where the collected organic compounds are injected into flowing helium gas. Thirdly, the organic compounds pass through a capillary column with different velocities, and thus, individual chemicals exit the column at specific times. As they exit the column, they are detected and quantified by a solid-state detector. Now let's take a look at the key results we got after the testing process. Xenos yielded chromatograms in response to an alkane vapors from C7 to C14 that provided a relative measure of retention time. Also, graphically defined regions, shown as red bands, calibrated the system and provided a reference time base against which other chemical responses can be compared or indexed. We further tested gasoline and diesel samples from service stations by taking 6 samples of Pemex gasoline and 5 samples of diesel from different service stations across US, and subjected them to a 4-step GC method. The first step was sample preparation, in which fully vaporized samples and headspace vapors of gasoline and diesel were first collected. The second step of sample pre-concentration time required sample volume of 1 to 0.5 milliliter from the concentration of vapor samples from gasoline and diesel. Sample times were typically 2 to 5 seconds, depending upon the detector sensitivity setting and column temperature programming. The third step was column ramping, in which a VB624 column was used, and temperature ramping rates varied from 0 to as high as 18 degrees Celsius per second. For quick screening, a high ramping rate was used, and for peak separation, a lower ramping rate was used. The fourth and last step was detector response, in which detector temperature of 10 degrees Celsius was used, for optimum response to the most volatile compounds, such as benzene. To test high concentration headspace vapors, temperature of 40 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius was used. Also, in order to check Xenos's accuracy, we set 4 key metrics for calibration standards. Calibration standards made by injecting known concentrations of benzene, toluene, ethylbenzene, xylene, and N-alkanes into septa-sealed 40 ml vials and 250 ml bottles. Vapor standards used to verify system linearity and to provide reference retention times for indexing peak retention times. Standard deviation of replicate measurements using vapor standards was typically 1 to 5%. Using BTEX calibration standards used to test system linearity for vapor concentrations, up to approximately 50 ppm. Hence, EST incorporated as Xenos registered, makes detection of volatile organic compounds in fuels such as gasoline, diesel, petrol, etc. rapid and easy with approximate accuracy. Its high volatility has made detection of chemical vapor in part per trillion range possible. It can transform the human olfactory response into a true visual response, and is simple to use and calibrate. Globally, for fuel stations, Navy Force, Air Force and aviation sector, this substantially utilitarian device with unique features is very useful and profitable to fight fuel contamination. It has the capability of analyzing the impurities in fuel and rendering safe fuel to the customers, which can make their journey by road, air or water smooth, safe and a happy one.